May it be a light for you in dark places when all other lights go out.
Hello everyone, this is DCHL Devin here, and welcome to another Light in the Dark video. And today we have a very special video. Not only is this the first video I've posted in quite a long time, but it is a review for the beginning of a new age in our game. It is the new Battle of Pelennor Fields box set. Guys, this is truly a light in the dark for us. Remember, we've been fighting for this game for a long time to continue, and this is everything that is a reward for all of our hard work and us banding together as a community and showing how much we really care about this game. So let's get into this review of the Battle of Pelennor Fields. What's in the box? I mean, chances are by now have been dozens of unboxing videos, and the excitement over Facebook, I'm sure everyone has seen it. And so most of you guys are already pretty aware of what comes in the box. So as true to form of my channel, I'm actually going to go ahead and analyze the box and see would I actually purchase this box under two different conditions. One, if I'm a new player beginning the game, should I buy this box, or should I just buy the rulebook and models to fit my army? Or two, what if I already own a lot of what's in the box? Would I buy it then? You guys know that my channel is kind of a how to play, how to buy kind of thing, and so it often helps to kind of cost analyze the entire box itself for its rewards inside. Also, I'm just going to talk about the rulebook a little bit. As you guys might have noticed, I've actually kind of already opened it. I couldn't wait. So I have looked through the rulebook, and I've looked through all the contents inside, and so I can safely say I'm pretty confident that I know pretty much what's going on. Guys, this won't be a spoiler review of the rulebook. I'm just going to give an overview, so don't think I'm going to necessarily read to you all the new changes. That'll be a future video. So let's go ahead and take this thing off, and let's go ahead and look at what's inside this thing. So first off, we're talking about Theoden, King of Rohan, 12 Warriors of Rohan on foot, 12 Riders of Rohan, 20 Men of the Dead. Then you have the Witch King of Angmar on Fell Beast. You have 36 Morannon Orcs, a Mountain Troll, and then you have, actually that should be about it. And that's already quite a lot. So, and then of course, you have the dice, you have rulers, and then you have a scenario book and the main rulebook itself. Yes, the main rulebook is in here. It's included in this value. Now, everything comes on these sprues that we're already quite used to, and that is excellent news. Nothing unfamiliar here. And Theoden, King of Rohan, is a new sculpt, one that you cannot buy as of the recording of this video. It's possible they might release him, but as of right now, you just get him. He comes in a small sprue for his infantry form, and he has actually swappable heads, so you can pick one head to put on King Theoden himself, and then give the other one to your friend who likes to play evil armies. I'm sure he has a good pike that can work use for that model. And then we have lots of sprues, guys. I mean, it's like dozens of these things. So let's go past all the sprues, and let me go ahead and tell you about what else is in the book here. And by the way, guys, if the sound quality isn't quite what you're used to for my videos, because I'm actually still unpacking all of my recording stuff. So right now I'm recording directly through the camera rather than my traditional mic that you see in front of me. So we have an assembly guide that comes with it, and it talks about King Theoden and how to assemble him, and basically all the models actually conveniently fit it on top of just a single piece of paper. All the bases you have, everything you need, and there is a little bit of general handbook stuff in here as far as the tokens are concerned. This is to help new players play the game. And then, of course, the gem, the main rulebook itself, everything we've been waiting for. So let me go into this, guys. You know my channel. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, almost forgot. It was hiding a scenario book. Now, just in case you're curious, the scenario book actually just covers playing scenarios based on the models that are provided in the box. So that way you can play things that only use Men of the Dead, or only use the Riders of Rohan, or the Morannon Orcs. You won't need anything else. You just need exactly what comes in this box. I have to say, this is an extremely welcome addition to this set. You may end up finding yourself, if you already have a massive collection, playing a lot of the models that, a lot of the scenarios in the main rulebook instead, since you can do so. But for someone just starting out in the game, it's excellent to know that I have 3 scenarios in here that I, just to play with what I already have right here, right in this box. So first off, would I buy this if I am starting as a new player in the army? A new player in the game. Now, you guys might remember the old Goblin Town set box, and that is great box. It was one for the old edition, the Hobbit set of rules, the one that we are moving past, and it was a fantastic box. It gave you an assortment of goblins, the Goblin King, the Scribe, models that you really couldn't buy, and then it gave you the Full Thorns Company. Fantastic value for the price of the box. My only issue with it is that it kind of gave you a very limited scope as far as like a scenario. It was clearly meant to play the Escape from Goblin Town, and that's it. You could play just that, maybe several variants of that, but that's about it. So they've foregone the terrain aspect in this box, which I'm actually okay with. And the big reason I'm okay with that is because they saved plastic for actual armies. See, unlike in the old box set where you can only play a few scenarios, this one allows you to, even if you want to, skip the scenarios entirely or play multiple different scenarios. But if you don't play the multiple different scenarios, skip the scenarios entirely and just play you and your friend in a very, what the feel is like, an evenly balanced game. And that I love. I can tell any of my friends and say, pick up the box set. You will have a full army, everything you need to play the game with you and your friends. And I love narrative play within Lord of the Rings, but it is definitely an acknowledged fact that matched play is popular in our community. And it's great to feel involved without saying, well, you can play Thorns Company, but it's probably not going to work the way you want it to, or well, you know, Goblin Town could have kind of made an army, but you really needed more goblins. So these are 2 perfect armies for beginners, and I think even for the scenarios themselves, it gives a great variety. Kudos to Games Workshop on that. I give massive thumbs up on giving me 2 starter armies and not just narrative armies. So as a beginner approaching this game, there's a lot of times I would often say, as a person who's been playing for a while, there's a lot of times I would say, well, you could buy the Escape from Goblin Town set. You can. But, I mean, if you don't want to play those armies, then you might find it a little more useful to buy something else around here and just get the rule book and then buy the armies that you need. With this box set, I can confidently say I would tell them to buy the box set. If you think about it, it's Mordor, Rohan, and Men of the Dead. You could easily... well, I won't get into it too heavily right now, but ally into those armies, even if you didn't want to play those armies. They are staple factions within the game. There is never a time I can see anybody not using these eventually within their hobby and career, and I think that is fantastic. So I would absolutely recommend this box set. So what if, though, you're a player who kind of already has some of the models and such like that? What is the value? Well, one thing I actually noticed when looking at this is the price and the cost effectiveness of this. You guys know, like I said, from my channel, I often talk about the how to buy. So I do a lot of cost analysis of Games Workshop and all the different products they provide. This box set, to my understanding, is about 99 quid. Which is basically, short for pounds, Great British Pounds within the British community. And so that translates to about $130. Now let's go ahead and say, right now as of posting this video, I don't know what the exact price is, but let's say it's $150. Let's just go at it. What is the value that you receive in this box? Well, first off, we have King Theoden. He is right now priced at $36.25. And by the way, this is not the new Theoden. I don't know if you guys have seen, but the Theoden in this box is a very, very new Theoden. The old Theoden is $36.25. So then we have Warriors of Rohan, pretty much around $27 a piece, a box, and they give you 12, so we're already at that. And then you have the Riders of Rohan, which is actually 6 in a box for about the same price, about $27, maybe with tax, you get maybe $30. By the way, guys, I don't have exact numbers because as of the recording of this video, everything's been kind of removed from the Games Workshop website on the American side. So I don't have the exact prices, but I do remember them because I buy quite a bit of models from GW. But that comes out to about $60. Then you have 20 Warriors of the Dead, which means you have to buy 2 box sets of them. That's going to get you another $60. And then you have the Fell Beast, Witch King of Angmar. That's going to be about $60 to $75. Quite forgot exactly where that is. But then you have the Moran and Orcs, and that is $75 for 3 packs of them. Remember, there's 36 in this box set. And then you have the Mordor Troll, another $60. I mean, guys, we're talking about well over $360 already, and I have not talked about the rulebook. I have not talked about the dice. I have not talked about anything else. Guys, it's a fantastic buy. I mean, this is a fantastic deal. I mean, even just for that price set itself, to get 2 fully formed armies that you can really start the game with. I mean, I absolutely would start the game with these and go right into a small, you know, even if I just wanted to do match play only. I mean, you could go right in with this. Fantastic bargain deal. So I would actually say, even as a player who already owns a majority of these models, I would still buy it. And of course, there is the Theoden model. And for that reason alone, I think I would end up getting it, because the Theoden is fantastic sculpt. I mean, the only time I could ever say that maybe like down the road, if they release the Theoden separately and you happen to own like 100 and something Morannons or whatever, maybe from a cost-effective mentality, maybe you could forgo, but honestly I still wouldn't. Only in the fact that this, as I mentioned, is a beacon in our game. This is huge. This marks a day where we succeeded at something that I think a majority of the community was really skeptical we could ever succeed at. We succeeded at saving this game system without the help of a movie, without the help of anything else going on, and amidst a fandom of other different game systems coming out. I mean, heck, we have Fantasy Flight with Star Wars and all these other things going on. I mean, we saved this game. I personally buy this just to celebrate what we have come from. So that's something that's exciting for me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go into the rulebook a little bit. This is what I imagine some of the other unboxing videos couldn't necessarily do, because, well, they just opened it up. And so I actually got to spend a little bit of time reviewing the rulebook. And first thing, guys, you're going to notice is it's all of the main rules, everything we need to know, except there's a little bit in the match play section that is not there. And that is most specifically, there's a sections about armies, and it only provides 23 of them. Well, if you look toward the back of the book, it talks about other products to get after you should get this one, which is the Armies of Lord of the Rings and the Armies of the Hobbit, which is coming down the road, guys. Right now, we only have the Armies of the Lord of the Rings. Well, the Armies of the Lord of the Rings have 27 factions in it, and the Armies of the Hobbit have 20 factions in it, and this book has 23. So you are going to notice on certain things that there are factions missing, most notably the Shire and Arnor and such like that. Guys, don't fret. This is, I think, something they just kind of like for space didn't include, but it is going to be there in the army book, which of course I'll be picking up as well. And otherwise, though, the rulebook is the well, here, let me not actually hold it up in a sense, but it is the fantastic quality that you'd expect from the rulebooks. It's a hardback book. I mean, as far as what's changed from this edition to the next edition, I won't go too much in depth, but you'll find an alliance matrix on there. You will find none of the army bonuses, none of the actual armies itself. There's nothing like that, but it has new magic, new heroic actions. Guys, if you haven't seen it already, go on Forge World's blogs that Jay Clare, the rules writer of the game, posts up. He has already things kind of outlining a lot of the new stuff that you're going to be seeing in this book. And I've gone through it, and I will say right now, if you're considering, when you read through this, you're going to notice that it's surprisingly familiar, like refreshingly so. There's not a lot really that has been changed here. It's actually really, really minor tweaks. I mean, for the most part, I feel like after only a casual reading, I already know how to play this game. And it's not a whole heck of a lot that changed. And so now, does that mean you shouldn't get it and just try to learn it from someone else? Absolutely not. Keep in mind, I did a cursory glance at this. So what I'm saying, though, is that the overall rules feel the same. It feels very, very familiar, but I'm sure there's minor tweaks like banners now. I've noticed they can lie prone and now they lose their bonus. That's something that we're not used to. And other stuff like, you know, Sorcerer's Blast has changed slightly, and there's just little wordings that'll catch you off guard. So I absolutely recommend reading this as if you have never read it before, if that makes sense. Like, as if you had never read the Hobbit rulebook before. You should read it like that, because you're going to suddenly be shocked, like, wait a minute, that does that now? Like, the wording has changed just a little bit. And, like, throwing spears, not suffering from the accuracy penalty when charging. And, you know, little things here and there. So definitely take a look through it. Most of the rulebook is actually a rulebook. That means that this is a lot smaller. Actually, here, if I can give you guys a size comparison here, you're gonna notice that this book is a lot smaller than the Hobbit rulebook. I'm hoping that is kind of easily seen there, and the reason why is because the Hobbit rulebook had a lot of filler in it. And this one is just kind of what you need. And the thing I like about that is the fact that it makes the book smaller. And for those of you guys coming to tournaments, how many of you guys bring this? Like, you know, to events and stuff? It's actually kind of exhausting, kind of lug it around. There are a lot of you who have it. Most of you opt for the smaller little rules manual. Well, now we have kind of a good middle ground in between them. So you may notice there is no smaller rule book. However, I didn't feel like I actually need it with a book this small. It's kind of almost like There and Back Again. It's that kind of size. So I did enjoy the fact that they kind of cut out a lot of that space. I mean, they do have, you know, I guess I can show this, not a big deal, but they do have like pictures of the armies of Middle-earth and such. You know, just ways that if you were a completely new player, that you can see, you know, what, hey, these are some of the other armies that you can collect, what they would look like. You know, it's possible that, you know, the person doesn't know that much about Lord of the Rings, and so these are the wide different options, and you can kind of start to get familiar without being overwhelmed by the 27 plus 20, 47 factions of the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings, because there are quite a few. So I do like that. Also, guys, the 12 main scenarios for match play are in here, and it does talk about other things like the tiers and stuff like that. And there are scenarios actually in here as well. So, and actually, I didn't count. Oh, no, actually, I apologize. There is not scenarios in here. So that's another piece of filler that was not added to this book. There are no scenarios in here. So it just talks about open play, narrative play, and match play, the different types of games you can play, and technically sieges, which is a whole new beast onto itself. But yeah, so that's what you're not getting. You're only getting the scenarios for match play. You're not getting the scenarios for just narrative play. And I imagine that's going to come in future books, but honestly, with the game being so much similar to what we've seen before, I imagine you could just go back into those old scenarios from There and Back Again, and you can just use kind of that kind of approach. I'm sure it's going to be tweaked slightly. You might have to play through it. Now, you might wonder, okay, so we have the Lord of the Rings Army book, and we have this book. So where's the Hobbit book coming in? Do we still use the There and Back Again profiles? Do we use the Hobbit main rulebook profiles? The answer is no. Adam Troke, the manager of the Middle-earth team, has already stated that PDF copies will be released and available for those older profiles for the Hobbit series, only the Hobbit. And that way we can play with those, and, you know, everything can be streamlined and together. And he already mentioned on a Twitch stream that the reason that it's not coming out at the same time is because if he tried to make it come out at the same time, then everything would have been delayed, and that would have been highly unfortunate for our game. So that is it, guys. That is the unboxing video that I'm gonna say, and, you know, essentially the whole analysis of would I buy this, and I would easily say yes, for all the reasons. Like, I just love the fact that you get armies, actual armies, starting off for, you know, even if I want to hook my friends into this, they get an army. That's fantastic. We can begin playing. You know, there's great value in models here. That's fantastic. There is models that we can't own right now, and we haven't owned, like the Theoden model. Great. And of course, the final reason, this is the reward for all your hard work, all of our hard work. This is everything that we wanted, and the thing we didn't really even know we were going to get. And that is the coolest part about this. I mean, when we banded together to save our hobby and create events of international, like Articon and Nova, and, you know, even heck, just what Warhammer World does. You know, we banded together to create this. We didn't even know this was coming. And so this, to me, is a very special time. And I look forward to spending this time with all of you guys and learning our new addition to our game system and seeing what goes forward. That being said, I'm DCHL Devin, and I look forward to talking to you guys very soon.